Hello everyone and welcome to another video on the channel. We are here today to check out one of the cars that I wanted to just have a look at for a really long time, and a bunch of people have been asking me to do some off-road builds in this game, so here I am trying to do that. You know what, I also have a wheel spin I'm going to end up doing when I finish this. So, the Jeep Trailcat, is it the best off-road vehicle in the game? That is the question here, because I see it all the time in Team Adventure on multiplayer. It actually does quite a decent job as well when I see people using it, and I've just never really gotten a chance to mess around with this thing, so I don't really know exactly what it's like, if it's any good or not. So I really wanted to see if this Jeep Trailcat is actually decent as an off-road vehicle. So that's what we're gonna have a look at. First of all, we're gonna have to upgrade it. We're gonna have to tune it. Well, not tune it, but mostly upgrade it. See if we can get a little bit more power out of this thing. 707 horsepower at the moment, weighs about 2 tons. I think we can get it to be a little bit faster. If we keep the standard engine in it now, we can squeeze out. Let's have a look how much horsepower can we squeeze out of this car. Because technically we don't really need like a lot of horsepower, but I mean, I would like it to just be there, just to have it under my finger, just to know that if I put my foot down, I'll be able to spin all 4 wheels at any time. That is kind of cool. So with this engine, 1000 horsepower, it still weighs about 2000 kilos. With the weight reduction, I think it'll still be able to... Let's have a look and see. With everything added on, right? Everything pretty much slapped on. All the weight reduction, everything. It'll have 1000 horsepower, but what is the weight going to be? And then, should we change it with the racing V8? And is that engine going to give us more power? As for tire size, I don't really want to change this because I don't really know how the car actually reacts with wider tires. So, here's the question. Right, here's the question for people that actually tune their cars, their off-road vehicles as well, specifically. Do wider tires actually make a difference for off-roading? Because usually when you see rally cars on snow or on dirt, they don't really have super wide tires. A lot of the time, they have nice and thin tires, you know, when you're doing a lot of turning and all this sort of stuff. Obviously, when you're doing like Dakar racing and all this sort of stuff, that is different. But when you're doing normal rally events, you know, short, really thin tracks, you have to have a lot of grip going around corners. Usually, the rally cars have thinner wheels because physically, it just works better, right? In real life, that's just how physics work. But I don't know what it's like in this game. I don't know if technically you should have thinner wheels. Visually, I don't think I'm gonna do anything. I'm not gonna add anything because it's just gonna add weight. So yeah, let's see what it looks like right now. 1000 horsepower, and it weighs 1500 kilos with this engine. Now if I go ahead and swap it to the racing V8, we can then twin turbo this, which will give us more power. If I supercharge it, it'll do the same thing, but it's going to be heavier, and I don't think I'll be able to squeeze out as much horsepower out of it. So if I do that right now, it will be almost as heavy, but it will give us a lot more power. So, or actually, it is a little bit heavier than before. Now, with the transmission changes, since I've changed the engine, isn't it transmission changes? Oh no, I don't have to do anything. I think it's just a flywheel that I have to change for it to do the thing. So now I have a lot more horsepower with this thing. So you know what? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep this the way it is. It's all set up. 86 grand to buy everything. Okay, Jeep Trailcat. Let's see what is the deal with this thing, because I have never driven this car before, and I want to know. I want to know what it's like with all this power slapped onto it. I do have an event that I want to check out and try. My favorite, or the best off-road car that I have right now is the TVR. It's the Cerber Speed 12, and that thing just absolutely rips any off-road event that I throw at it. So it's super good. So I wanted to see if the Trailcat is as good as it is, because people use this thing, and I always use that TVR, and it's unreal. I've done a build on the TVR. It's the whole tune is just up on the storefront. If you guys want to download it, this has a lot of grip. This has so much grip in corners. Oh my god, this is good. The reason why I came over to this to the speed zone is because I've done it before with a TVR, and I've already gotten top 1000. With the TVR, I got 92.87, something like that. I'll show you guys now when I'm done. 90 miles per hour with this. So with the TVR, I got 92.87, yeah. And this thing is very close to it. I'm really surprised how good this car is. I'll take out the TVR as well just to compare them. I'll show you guys what both of these are like. But this has so much grip. I think with a better tune on this thing, I should be able to do some serious work. You know what I'm going to do actually with this car? Since we're not going to use it a lot for top speed or anything like that. Actually no, our gear ratios are kind of fine on it. It's still a little bit too stretched out though, in my opinion. So let's bring all of our gear ratios just a little bit closer and get this thing to accelerate a little bit faster. So there's our camber, caster, all that sort of stuff. I'm not going to change anything on it because I don't really know exactly what to do here to get this car to be as good as possible. Was this already maxed out? Have I actually driven this before, or was this always like just completely locked? I honestly cannot remember driving this car at all, ever. So I don't know if it actually does come like that or not. If I have driven it before and I've done that, then I'm sorry, I guess. But like I don't know. It's got different suspension parts on it, doesn't it? I don't really know, to be honest. I'm a little bit confused because it looks like I have done stuff to it, but I've never touched this car in my life. I don't remember touching it. Don't remember doing anything to it. The grip around corners with this car is so good. .96. This is just putting in some serious work. I think if I just drive a little bit better, I should be able to pass the TVR. This is very, very close to the TVR. And I don't really know if I don't remember doing this either. I don't remember doing this event with the TVR either, so it'll be very interesting to see if I take out the TVR, if I'll be able to go a little bit faster than I've done before. Very quick off its line, accelerates very, very quickly. I love the suspension travel, it's great. Feels like I have control over it. Oh, 91.2. It's just that last corner. It's just this last little corner here that gets me. This is a really, really good car. I see why people use it. I see why a lot of people just build this thing and use it. What's its class, by the way? Is it still S1 or is it S2? It's S2 913. I don't know if I can get this thing to be... I think this as an S1 would be absolutely unreal. I think if I just reduce the power of it slightly and then use this thing for Team Adventure, for off-road events, this thing would absolutely own. I'm gonna change to the TVR and just compare them. See what they're like. The TVR is a lot closer to the ground though. Alright, so the TVR is a lot closer to the ground. I do have better aero on it, so I think grip-wise, that car might be very, very good. Now this version of the TVR that I have now, I've done a lot of changes to. So a lot. I've spent a lot of time tuning this thing. Obviously the other car I haven't really done much to. The Jeep, I've just literally just gotten it. It is on rally tires. Or off-road tires, whatever. And this is definitely a lot faster. Like straight line wise especially. Handles really well still. Oh, I like this car so much. It's just such a good build. .94. I've beaten my top 1000 score already with this thing. I mean, I like the Jeep. It's very good. Probably with a better tune, it might be a little bit better, but this thing just... It's on another level. There you go. Top of my friends and club with 219. Like, yeah. TVR is the king. I've like, this is like one of my first cars that I ended up building. Like, this is probably right now considered... I don't know if my stats... It will show because I think they're glitched. It still shows like the Huracan as my favorite car in this game, even though I haven't driven the Huracan since the very, very beginning of the game. But this thing absolutely rips, and I've been messing around with the tune on this thing for a long, long time. So if you guys want to download the tune on this thing and you want to use it yourself, literally just go up and search my name. Like, just search up Dubs MB on the tunes when you're going ahead to download any sort of tunes or when you're looking up anything for this car. And everybody should be able to get this thing. First of all, it's really, really cheap on the auction house. So if you did sell yours a long time ago, you can get it back very, very cheaply. I have 2 of them. Everyone should be able to get one of these because it's pretty much it's a what you call it? It's a barn find. So everybody should have one of these anyway. But yeah, if you do want to buy one back if you sold yours before, it's very cheap to get. Yeah, this is just better. This TVR is just better. At the moment it is anyway. Even though the Jeep should probably still be very, very good if I do go ahead and and I do some stuff to it, but I see it all the time in Team Adventure. That is one of the vehicles that's just like one of the best in the game. However, there is another truck that I really want to check out, and it's this. It's the RAM Rebel TRX concept. This thing is absolutely unreal in Team Adventure. I see people use it all the time, and people are getting some ridiculous scores with it. So let's have a look and see if this is any good, and I'll take this out as well. So I'll have a little bit of extra power thrown at it, because I think right now it's only still like an A-class vehicle. So I'll get the stick to be lighter, I'll throw some power at it, and then see what it's like. But like, it handles super well apparently. A lot of people are using it to get like really high on the leaderboards as well, and for like online events, like when people go about and use this in Team Adventure. I've seen people use this thing, and it actually does a really good job. So right now the standard engine is 6.1 V8, I'm guessing. We can have different engines added onto this thing, strapped onto it. Obviously, I think what we're gonna do is have this thing be as fast as we possibly can. It doesn't even weigh that much. 2.7 tons is not that bad for a vehicle like this. We can, however, get this thing to be a lot lighter. So right now, if I have that, it will bring it down. But if you have this, if you just remove everything, even though this looks really cool, if you remove everything, we literally drop 100 kilos. That is a massive difference. As our tires go, we can have some off-road race tires as well. Launch and acceleration on this thing are set almost at 10 at the moment, and it's still an A-class. That's how good this vehicle is. That's how good this thing actually is right now. So with the engine that's in it now, I don't think we'll be able to get a lot of power squeezed out of it. You know what? We'll check it out. Actually, let's do it. Let's see. All right, with the standard engine, we squeezed out 1,000 horsepower and weighs 1,700 kilos. Now, what sort of engine can we add onto this thing? Does the V12 still bring us like stupid power in this game? That is the question, because it will make it slightly heavier. It's probably not going to be as torquey, but obviously we're going to squeeze out a lot more power out of it, especially if we add the twin turbos to it. I still think it might still bring this up to 1,500 horsepower. Is it going to? That is the question. Is it 1,500 or is it 1,000? It is. It's 1,500 horsepower squeezed out of this thing, but it does weigh 1,800 kilos. But it also has 1,500 Newton meters of torque, which is ridiculous. This might be very good. I'm not gonna lie. The V10 is definitely like doesn't make this much power, and then we've just messed around with this engine as well. I think, have we? Yeah, the racing V8, and it makes like, what was it, like 1,300 kilos. It is lighter though. It is significantly lighter than this one. Interesting. I might have the V12 in this thing just to see what it's like. So let's give this a shot. It does accelerate very quick. Okay, it does accelerate very quickly. Now for this speed zone here that we've been messing around with our cars on, what is this like? It just sounds weird having a V12 out of this. Again, no tune on it, just stock, see what it's like. Again, like I said, the TVR is tuned specifically for this. I've spent a lot of time tuning this TVR for off-road events, whereas the Jeep and this, I've just sort of upgraded. Oh, it's very good. It's very good. It's just as good as the Jeep. It's just as good as the Jeep. It really is. Damn, this is really good to drive. I like this. I don't think the engine suits it though. I don't think the engine suits it though. So we'll bring this up just slightly. We'll try sort of mimic the Jeep Trailcat's setup, because this does turn around corners very quickly, especially with that caster that's set to 2 degrees. So we'll see what it's like now with the same sort of caster settings, because that, I think, helps it turn in a smaller radius. So having a caster that's at 2 degrees should be able to get me to turn around corners very quickly. I'm not a big fan of this engine. I have to keep it revved high all the time, or else it's not going to be as torquey low end. It does also have 8 gears to go through, but like I just don't need them all. $92.36. This so far is a very decent truck. I'm not gonna lie. It's It's quite a decent truck. I still don't think it'll beat the TVR though. I don't think any vehicle that I have at the moment will end up beating the TVR as an off-road vehicle. This thing has so much speed and power. It's just stupid. I can keep this in fourth as well. And accelerate out of corners very, very quickly. I mean, this thing as an A-Class it had 10 rating. Which was ridiculous. 92 miles per hour again. It's a very good truck. I think overall, right, if we're doing like cross-country events and stuff like that, I think this truck is probably going to be the best out of the selection of cars that I've messed around with today. So between the TVR, the Jeep, and this, like as a full off-road vehicle, like if you're going to do this sort of stuff, if you're going to do like pretty much point-to-point races, like A to B races with no checkpoints or anything like that, what are they called again in Team Adventure? I honestly can't remember. I really can't remember at the moment. But yeah, usually when you have to do these like pretty much cross the plane events where you have to go from A to B with no checkpoints, I think this truck is probably the best to do it in, because obviously it's a lot like higher off the ground. It's a lot more lifted. It's going to be a lot more balanced as well. When you're hitting off things, it's just not going to be as bad as the TVR when you're doing those sort of events, because the TVR is still very low to the ground, even though it's lifted all the way with its setup. I feel like this thing is just going to go over anything and everything and still keep its speed up. I think maybe because of the shape that it is now, it's probably not going to have a higher top speed than the TVR. I think the TVR can still do like 250 miles per hour with ease, whereas this thing can definitely not do that. But this thing can keep its speed up for a longer period of time, I think, on a lot more different terrains compared to the TVR. So yeah, I'm gonna give props to these two vehicles. I really am, because they're actually very good. So yeah, this has been a very off-road centric episode or video. It's not really an episode of anything, but it's been a very off-road centric video. I wanted to check out two of the cars that people constantly use in Team Adventure, which is that Jeep, and at the moment this TRX, and I wanted to see what are they like. Why do people use them? So they must be good for some reason. So they are. That's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see how good they are. But I still think that my TVR for like normal rally events, rally style events, I still think that the TVR is better. I still think the TVR is better, especially with a lot of the time and what I've like sort of put into that car, and I've messed around with the tune a lot. So I think this with a better tune could get very close to the TVR for rally events. I'm not gonna lie, but I think the TVR is still just it's just too good at the moment. So that's why I'm gonna give it to the TVR for now. But yeah, that's gonna be it. Thank you guys very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video of me checking out some cars that people are using. They're very common cars, so I wanted to see what they're like. That's it. Thank you guys very much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it and you want to see more videos like this on the channel, don't forget to subscribe. If you liked this video, don't forget to like it, share it, do whatever you guys want. And yeah, hopefully you guys had a very good Christmas if you celebrated it. If not, then I just hope you guys had a good day. But yeah, that's it for me for now. Thank you very much, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.